whatever day this is for you. This is a third eye throat chakra day for me, as I'm working on the chakras with the full moon, and we're on the third eye. And according to the 5D calendar, this is a throat chakra day on a Thursday. So happy third eye throat chakra day, where we're coming from our insight and we're bringing it into our expressions of truth. Ashe. So tap that up. If you coming through, tap the hearts. If you could just pass right through, you could send some hearts and keep it trucking. It'll help light us up on the grid so those who can find us. Ashe. So we're talking about with what has been coming up in the workshop, and I'm sharing this with y'all because as we were talking on the throat chakra is your expression. It's what we do, and we're not being in our true integrity when we're not standing for the truth on the vibratory field. If we have people around us sowing seeds of inauthenticity on the field of information, then we're not doing our part. We're not doing our part by authenticating the vibratory field. And this is what we're being called to step up to. My truth tellers, my way showers, my light warriors, my light bearers, my light bringers, generational curse breakers. You're here for a purpose. You chose. Let me say this as I speak about the bloodline, because a lot of people get a shock when they hear this. You chose the particular bloodline that you're in. Greetings, peace, love, and light. Thank you for joining us as our souls take flight. You chose, let me say it again, you chose the very bloodline that you're in. You know when they say you're made in the potter's hand? You're the potter. You're the potter, okay? Because the divine is autonomous. The great order of divinity, whom they call God, is autonomous. Creation just is. We are the co-creators within creation. We are the thinker that thinks the thing that creates whatever it is that we bring. So as spirit, coming from spirit into this body, we need a soul to drive the vehicle of this body. So coming from spirit, it is our spirit that chooses the actual path. And I'm just going back with y'all so that we understand. I'm giving y'all a little backdrop so we understand the importance of our divine mission. So we understand the accountability and the part we play from a spiritual, holistic level. Your spirit chose this soul adventure, this soul unfolding journey, and I mean every bit of it. The good, the bad, the ugly. Some of you may say, why the hell did I choose this family? Because it was part of your mission. You chose the bloodline that you're in for two reasons, or maybe multiple reasons, but I can give you two off rip. One is to clear and clean the bloodline. If you are a generational curse breaker, you came to clear and help clean and break the chains in the bloodline. Another reason is whatever gifts are in the bloodline, right? Because they're not all curses. Some are curses, or what I call dysfunctions, right? Or what I call infinite karmic loops, right? That are tied into the bloodline. Some of it is that. Some of it are gifts. Some of you are ancient ancestors, because we are our ancestors when we come back through the bloodline. We are our ancestors reincarnate. And some of us are way, way down the line, ancient ancestors that we have high rankings in. And so we chose to come through a particular bloodline to extract or to pick up our tool, to pick up our gift that flows in that bloodline. And because you are the soul that you are, you're able to identify it at some point in this lifetime. So you chose a particular path. This is a part of the convoluted universe. Ashe? You chose a particular path to have every bit of the experience, to have the gifts, as well as to break the karmic loops. There are certain things in your soul that you needed to transcend. So you chose a family that gave you the obstacle course to have that transcendence. Notice what I said. Obstacle course. It is a course that has an obstacle. So are we going to like it? No. It got ops in it. It got opposition all up in it. Right? And best believe the demiurge is going to play out its simulation. That's part of it for all of us, right? That's a whole nother complexity, right? This is all part of the plane, the spiritual plane that we came to. So Understand that you chose your bloodline. Let's take a deep breath with that one right now. With the wind, let's breathe in this information. Honor that. You chose your bloodline. You chose it. It's as simple as that. Now, the next part in understanding is that within these bloodlines, there are these energetic cult patterns that we are here to detect. Some of you may have been very sensitive to these cult patterns ever since you were a child. Some of you may have been the scapegoat. Some of you may have been the golden child for a minute. There's different, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. There are different, these are the things you are to look out for in the families. And this is a turning point right now where we're being given the opportunity, as Neptune and Saturn just left Pisces, the karmic house, the spiritual house that gives us access to the multiple dimensions that we are. It's given us the opportunity to close out so many illusions, Neptune, and have accountability, Saturn, for the part that we play, and calling for accountability all around in the family. That's why stuff is showing up and stuff is coming up. Things that you may have even gotten over, light bodies, light ones. Some of you may say, well, I already dealt with that. I already healed from that. Why is it coming back up? Because there is something that you needed to do. There's still something that needs to be done where we are holding the accountability. We're upholding integrity and accountability, and we're breaking the chains. So some of us may be called to go back into some of our families. Some of you have been returned to your families already. Some of you are wondering, why the heck am I'm staying with this person? Why did I come back here? Why? But because you had to. Why are we back in close proximity with particular family members, and you're like, I already dealt with that, but Spirit is bringing it back because it's saying this needs to be dealt with. Ashe? Tap some hearts if you know what that means. Tap up the hearts so that people could join. Thank you for joining my fan club. Peace, love, and light. Thank you for the rose. Ooh, that's my first rose and my first fan club. I like it. I like it. You like it? I love it. Ashe. And so how this came about, as we were on the throat chakra and we were talking about gossiping. Gossiping came up. And gossiping is something, they were realizing that with gossiping, they notice it in the family a lot. A lot of us grow up seeing that a lot. And I said, because gossiping is how they deflect. Gossiping is how families, and it's like a tradition. It's almost like gossiping is a tradition. When families get around each other, they start gossiping. And some for bad, some think it's for the good. Some think, oh, we got to talk about this effed up person in the family. You know, the family fuck up. Everybody use that. That's the scapegoat, by the way, right? More is coming. Talk to screen. Yes, talk to the screen, y'all. Show some love. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dallas. Tap the screen up. If you're passing through, just show a heart and do what you do. The cult that is happening from the gossip, this is embedded, and I'm gonna take it back to even slavery for some, because these were coming from some of the, you know, the black folks, the melanated ones, and they were like, I grew up always seeing this, the women in the family, even some of the men, you just grow up thinking this is what it is. They gossip, and then they go to church and say, well, the pastor say don't gossip no more, so I'm not gossiping no more. But then they gossip some more and say, well, God is working on me, or God know my heart. You know, they make excuses for it because they can't help it. Gossiping is like an addiction, especially when you don't do the right thing. And I said to her, well, gossip, the pastor may tell them not to gossip anymore, but the pastor does not provide a place where people can learn why they gossip. The pastor doesn't says, thank you, Dallas, thank you, lots of love, thank you for the rose, thank you for my roses. The pastor doesn't say, you know what, let's talk about lack of accountability, because that's where that gossiping comes from. It is a deflection from having accountability for whatever it is. It is a deflection for allowing them to coddle their wounds for whatever reason. And I took it as far back, and I was like, think about it, because we've been doing this and coddling our wounds and still having to take care of, because she was pointing out that we gossip and we do all this, but then we still have to come back and take care of the family and be there for them. You got to be there for people who don't like you, who are gossiping about you if you're the one that's being gossiped about. And I said, look back into slavery. I said, well, we had to do that in slavery. We had to take care of people that downright hated us, and you still had to clean up after them, take care of their children, take care of their elderly. You had to do it. So it's ingrained in us from slavery. Now that's one. I said, now post-slavery, it's been already ingrained in us, so it becomes tradition. It becomes tradition amongst the black families that this is what we do. We do this, and then we come back and we still say, well, I got to take care of them because they family. I got to take care of people who downright don't like me. Ashe, bring me the plug. Bring me the battery pack, please, and thank you. I got to hurry up and plug y'all up before it goes. It got dark. My screen got dark. So, and I don't want to lose y'all, because this is an important one. And so it was pointing to the fact that this is what we do. As we're trained in, it's in our blood, it's in our DNA, it's encoded that we're trained to take care of people who don't like you. And then there's the gossiping that ensues. Now, while all that's happening, the gossiping is happening to keep you locked in that bloodline, to keep you, well, that's the energetic. Let me not jump too far ahead. Let me take my time with it, because the way this energy flows sometimes, that is how we start being in these wounds, if you will. And we're allowing this parasitic energy to infiltrate our families. It's done from within the families. And gossiping often happens because they don't want to face their wounds, and those energies have to go somewhere. That energy, and that's what I was saying to her, ultimately, when there's a lack of accountability for whatever it is that has happened to you or what you have done, we have a way of keeping it a secret. In the families, this is why they say what stays in this house, what goes on in this house stays in this house. That's a way of quieting the truth tellers. And gossiping is a way to always deflect. So when families get around each other, they gossip. Because if I talk about that and I talk about that and I talk about that, I don't have to look at me. And it prevents you from looking at me. 1 second, let me plug this up. Give me a second, y'all. Let me plug it in. All right, there we go. All right. So yes, Ashe, send the hearts, please, love and light. People are running from accountability. Exactly. So when you look at gossiping is like they on a sprint. They are sprinting away from accountability. So they deflect, so they don't have to look at themselves. So when we have these family functions, when we have these get-togethers, these holidays, the holy day holidays. This is why I don't do the holidays no more. I have not gone to any family function in about 3 to 4 years. Since about 2021, I stopped. That's about 4 to 5 years. There is something dangerous that happens when you all get around each other and you're not facing the accountability. And believe me, the information is all around you. So the information is there, but everybody's dodging the information. They're dodging it. And then they're getting annoyed when certain family members show up. And I'm going to tell you why, because they don't like them scapegoats. When them scapegoats show up, the families start acting up and cutting up. Because they've come to, pop that bump, that pus that needs to pop. That's when the scapegoat comes around and wrecks the family function, and everybody blames them. But it's really not them, right? They're the scapegoat. And so these Thanksgiving, thank you, Spirit. I was trying to think of what the holidays are. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of this, even birthdays. When people get around each other and they want to have these birthdays, they want to come together, they want to blow up and glow up on the birthday and not acknowledge certain things. So when they get around each other, there's a certain kind of danger in that. Families come together and they dip and dodge the obvious elephant in the room, energetically there. Not because no one brings it up doesn't mean that it's not there. It's in the information field. And because we're in the fifth dimension, we are there. Everything is expression of creation in time. So the energy is just there. It's everywhere. This is why you can't get away with stuff no more. This is why you see the world acting up and cutting up the way it is right now, because there's no getting away. So as and it still happens, as sometimes it's just, I can't stand to be around certain groups, because you go and you just, the conversation automatically goes to talking about somebody, and it's like I could literally see the demon in them running. That's, see, and I didn't even know you put that. Yep, demonic ritualistic events. That is what it is. And when I say demonic, I mean unhealed wounds. I want us to understand that, because when we use this word demon and demonic, a lot of times people get it twisted. I want clarity. I want clarity with this word. Clarity for the way I'm using it. I'm talking about unhealed wounds. I'm not talking about goblins and goblins. I'm talking about you, the demonic unhealed wound in you. We all have unhealed wounds, and wherever you have unhealed wounds, there's a demon trying to get inside of you real soon and put their hooks in you. And this is why the most important thing you could do is eradicate your wounds. So I can't respect people who claim that they want to be spiritual and fix themselves, but neglect and negate looking at wounds, because then that's spiritual bypassing. That doesn't work. Make it make sense for me. There's no way you can consider yourself to be spiritual. I don't care how much information you get, and I don't care how much information you pouring in. You're only going to fall to the shadow of the Aquarian age. The shadows of the Aquarian age is getting all this information and doing nothing about it. That's the shadow. Yes, it's the age of knowing, but what are you doing with your knowing? This is a time to acknowledge what's coming up and through you. So if you're not acknowledging, if you're not seeking and looking for the unhealed wounds that are sitting in your subconscious mind, I'm not talking about what you consciously are aware of, because what's causing damage is what's in the subconscious mind. So if you're not going to the subconscious mind, you're doing nothing. You're playing around with spirit. Ashe? And spirit will, and it will play around with you. Right? Yes, Ashe, it keeps us in the darkness. So we have to be responsible for acknowledging wounds that are there. If not, you're demon dancing. So every time families get around each other, this is what's happening. Y'all think y'all having a party, y'all having a whole demon dancing event. You meet people and you think, oh, we got so much in common. No, your demons got something in common. Your wounds got something in common. And this is what you allow to infiltrate you, right? It starts individually and then it goes into the collective, into the family. Some of us are born into these families, as I said earlier, but you're here to break that. And that's why it's so uncomfortable for you. Right now, you're being faced with things. This is not the time to ignore the family. This is not the time. Some of us have been in isolation. I know, I'm one of them, right? Some of us have been in isolation and saying, look, I'm not dealing with it. And that's fine. But now it's time to come out. That's why you're being placed in certain areas. And that's why certain family members are showing up, because it's time to flip the table. It's time to, like what Jesus did, it's time to flip the table. And it don't mean you got to be mean, but it's time to be blunt. It's time to be assertive, right? Mars is bringing its fire over the waters of Pisces. Mars is that fire. Mars is about being assertive. When it's immature, it is aggressive. But this is the time to be assertive. Ashe? So with that, what's happening in the family cult, and I'm sharing that with you as I've seen it, is there are these patterns, right? I'm going to give it to you, let me give it to you just as I got the download, so you even really understand and we have some direction with this. Let me take it to my notes. Right? Just so we look at what's happening in the family. So I explained to you how gossiping is a deflection. And we have to be responsible for how we show up for gossiping. Like, we got to catch ourselves, realize sometimes people pull you in the gossiping vortex. Sometimes you get around people and they're like, this happened to so-and-so, and it sounds like a casual conversation. It is not. It is a demonic invitation. Let me say that again. What sounds like a casual conversation is a demonic invitation for you to come on in. Let's play with this. Let's talk about this. So I could deflect and you could deflect. even though you're not planning to deflect. They can deflect and they can utilize you to support the deflection while they project as well. Ashe? So find yourself, try to catch yourself, not try, do, because triers are for liars. Catch yourself when you feel a conversation and kind of break it up. Like, okay, thank you, good day, or see if you can change the subject. Maybe even reflect something to them. Oh no, we don't want to talk about us. If you turn around to watch and see what happened, while you having a conversation, I dare you to turn it around on them and see how quick that conversation ends. Or see how quick they go in a different direction from what they were gossiping about. Turn it around on them because they don't want to see that mirror. But guess what? Life is a reflection of you. So be the mirror that is true. Ashe? Be that mirror. Just reflect. You don't got to tell them they gossiping. You don't got to downplay them or talk about them. Just reflect. Just be the mirror. And when they actually see that mirror being put in front of their face, watch how quick they run and duck from that mirror. But it's time to stand our ground and not continue to have the conversations. Do not join them in that demonic invitation, because that's an unhealed wound that's looking for an unhealed wound in you. They're fishing. They're fishing with you. And a lot of times in the information field, they know you don't got to say a word. You don't have to say a word. They know that you carry a certain light that will expose the demonic energy. They know that, but they want to test that. And not only that, they want to take you off your game. They want to bring you down. And I'm not saying this personally. This is energetically. This is energetically. I'm speaking to y'all. Y'all want to talk about spiritual warfare? This is what spiritual warfare looks like. It's invisible. It's not happening by the physical person itself. It's a whole energetic intention and agenda behind the person, or operating through them, through the unhealed wound that is unbeknownst to them, unconscious. That's why Yeshua said, forgive them, for they know not what they do, because they don't know themselves and they don't know this energy that's coming through. They don't know it. Yes, they're hiding the wound, and sometimes they want to hide the wound in you. They want to fish with you and hide that wound, right? In hearing accountability, you will see that where you did the wrong thing, the mutual thing, I think that's what I'm saying. You know, I don't have my glasses. the thing that is out of alignment with the truth of life, Ashe. What's out of alignment with that truth. And if you're out of alignment, if they can get you out of alignment, they can knock you off your assignment. Even for a moment. That's all that parasitic energy wants to do. What they say, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. It just wants to destroy and delay. And it's desperate. Desperate energies do desperate things. So what you may think is something small, it's big for them. They are here to distract you and to take you off your game. Right, Bird? So we have to really pay attention with the conversations that we're having. And know that conversation it's a demonic invitation. Don't let them invite you in. Don't. That's, y'all know that movie Sinners? Yeah, that's how you say yes. That's how you say yes. People don't realize it. By not saying no, you say yes by default. By you not stopping that conversation, or by you engaging in that conversation, even though you might be saying in your mind, I don't feel the same way they feel, I don't agree with them, but you're still having a conversation with them. And that's what really matters. They don't care that you agree with them. They care that they have your attention. And where attention goes, energy flows and the result shows. Period. Okay? So we have to be very responsible at this particular time. And I'm saying this because this is really important. Listen up. So gossiping is a deflection. People gossip to avoid accountability. This is a prevailing dysfunction in families, right? And a major tool used to keep the energetic cult patterns going so the parasite can continue to infiltrate. What am I saying? What is this energetic cult pattern? You know how people talk about cults? There's an energetic cult slivering through the families and through the bloodlines. There's an energetic cult pattern And over that is a parasitic energy. This is what I call the opposition, the ops, right? We can call it many things. You can call it the devil, you can call it Satan, you can call it the demon, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But this parasitic energy, sometimes I call it the demonic database, because it's a database of information. They got the information too. You know how they say the devil know the Bible? Yeah, the devil know the Bible. That's why when some people quote Bible, that don't mean a damn thing, because the devil know the Bible too. The evil, the opposition, it knows the Bible. When you come into this, let me go a little deeper with it. When you come in, remember when I said earlier you chose your bloodline? Just know that that opposition energy, that database is sitting right there too, waiting on you. Knowing what you're coming to do, knowing the gifts that you're coming to extract in that family, and they want to prevent you from activating that gift. That's why you get the fight that you get through the bloodline. Believe me, that database is entangled in the bloodline. So those gatekeepers of the bloodline and the energetic code patterns, they are there to block you from activating your gifts. They are there. Thank you for joining the fan club. Thank you so much. Thank you for the hearts and the love. They are there to block you from activating your gifts from day one. So think about that. I want you to think about how many of y'all in the family's been ostracized, been told you're too sensitive, you're too this, you're too that. Always being told that you're not good enough and things like that, because that's part of, distraction. That's part of the distraction. That's what it wants to be. It wants to be loud noise in your soul's imprint so that you don't activate your gift in the bloodline. Ashe? What is it to thee? That's right. What is it to thee? It's not the silence. Is that what I'm saying? What I'm seeing? Consent. Yes. It's silent consent. It is not silent consent is what you're saying. Or is it not? You're asking a question. Let me know if you're asking a question. I think it's a question. It's not silent consent. All right? Became the number 2 fan. Thank you again, Nikki. Peace. Peace to that. Peace to the gods and goddesses. So know that in that bloodline, you're already being attacked before you get into it, and they play on your fears. They activate certain fears in the root chakra, because that's the number 1 block is the root chakra. So some of the things you have already kind of destined in your energetic imprint, in your soul's imprint, that you come with. There's things that you need to transcend, and so those are like, let's say, pre-packaged fears in your karmic imprint that you came here to transcend. And so the database has that. So when you come into this realm, the database is ready to fucks with you through your family, because who are you going to be around first? Family. Parents. You're going to be around family first before you go out there in the world. So let's just be real. A lot of us get fucked up with family first before the world even gets its grips on you. The family is the world. So the energetic demons and all that, they get right to work. The unhealed wounds that already exist in the family line that you came to exonerate and expose and all of that. But remember, you're just a baby, so you're not there yet. So it already starts attacking at a very young age before you can self-actualize into your gifts. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. Yes. And the wisdom in the wind is blowing. That's another thing to note. The atmospheric body, that's information right there. This is not just wind. I told them that in the group last night too. The atmosphere is not just wind. That's the internet. That's our divine internet right now. There's so much information in the field. And the wind is just the currency that shifts it around. Anyway, I digress. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. I want us to see what's happening in the family lineage. And from you come in, you're targeted. You're targeted already. So that's why you go through what you go through. But hey, it's what you came to do anyway. So your job is to transcend it. Your job is to acknowledge what it is and transcend it. As you grow older, you got to do your inner childhood work to go back and see what that is. because a lot of stuff happens as a child that we don't quite understand yet, and there's nobody guiding us with this type of information right here. I teach my children this information. I wish somebody taught me. But let's be real, many of us didn't have a proper spiritual guide that can say, hey, this was brought into the family. This came with you. This is what you came to do. So that you're aware of the attacks that you're going to be under all through childhood. Right? So they will attack what they know is your main fear. Yes, exactly. That pre-exists in that database. Exactly. That information that's everywhere. They already attack it to trigger it, and then it distracts you and it delays you from becoming activated in your gifts. How many of us don't really get to know ourselves until we're well into our 30s? You know, until we have our Saturn return. Because Saturn return is 30. It's about 30. It happens every 30 years. Why y'all think people wake up a little bit differently when they hit 30? That's your Saturn return. And Saturn is accountability. So there's a certain type of accountability that wakens up in you. Believe me, the planets work with you. They not just astrology in the sky. They are energetic bodies. And they give off energy back and forth in and throughout the planet and into our sphere and into our information field. It's a solar system. So it's a whole corporation. This is why we got to learn how to read the celestial bodies. This is what I do in the workshops. This is why I invite people to come into the workshops. We go deep in these workshops. We utilize the energy centers as your chakras that are doorways into your consciousness, as well as we talk about the celestial bodies and what they mean at this particular time. How are they helping us in this grand design? Because it's a divine design. This is all the great order of divinity. The cosmos and our soul incline all together. And we can't go through our soul without our energy portals, our energy centers. Ashe? So the wind is the current. Yep, is the current sea. That's the same thing I call it. The current sea that's blowing it. Celestial is the truth. You know it. Tap, 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 and all of that. It's the wind. This our internet right here. They don't know. They about to find out though. Wait till Uranus hit into Gemini. We about to hit fast-paced technology, because you're going to realize that you're the technology, and you tap in when you open yourselves up to the wind. You better act like Pocahontas and smell that wind when it blows, and let it tap your third eye so that you can know. Ashe. I would love to join the workshop. Please share how to join. You can email me or you can message me here, because I realize now that not everybody want to email. I got to stop saying that, but I'm used to saying email me. I always put my email in the videos. It's akilatextri@gmail.com. akilatextri@gmail.com. If that was too fast, you can always look at in one of my videos. I usually, put it there. Probably one of the later videos, because the more recent one, I haven't really been putting it in once I started the workshop. And we started Saturday. And we got tonight and tomorrow. We got 2 more days. So if you want to join tonight, feel free, jump right on in. And so you can message me here too, and I'll send you the information as well. So yeah, we go real deep. We just did a couple of workshops back to back. We did little 3-day mini workshops, the sacral, the solar plexus, so we could tap in and see what's really happening. And then now we're doing the full 7-day workshop, which is the full moon, working with the full moon. And this was a powerful full moon. This is very pivotal. This is a final curtain close call as we're working with Third Eye Atlas and all of that. But I'm gonna get back into that. Let me not stray from, because this is the message that Spirit wanted to get out. It was like, let them know about the energy codes. So I want us to really look at that. So knowing that we have this database, it's out there, the information's out there. So we always got to be working on how to find ourselves. Your purpose right now here in order to transcend is to find out what it is and have accountability. You can't transcend without accountability. That's why accountability is so necessary. And that's why the energetic cults in the family blocks you from, or the ones blocks people from having accountability, because it knows, that database knows, if they have true accountability, then they transcend, which means they loop out of that infinite lock, that infinite loop and circle that they're in. They loop out of that. and they don't want you to loop out. They got their hooks in you and they want to keep you hooked. So that's why it's such a defensive thing in the family. Some people may think, well, damn, why would my family want to keep me in that? Like I said, they're unconscious to it and they're operating out of their wounds. And as long as they have their wounds and don't have accountability, it's really the parasitic energies that want to keep that lock. But they allow the parasitic energies by keeping the wounds and allowing the demonic dancing to happen and continue to take place. So it's nothing personal. This is why I also teach us to depersonalize. It's nothing personal against you. They're not personally trying to attack you, although they are. Right? It is an attack, but it's really coming from the energy. Okay, the one who's really driving it is the parasitic energy. These are parasites in this realm that are operating through the database to keep you at lower vibrations, to keep you from activation in your gifts, right? This is a whole plot, right? So our job is to really get in and find what it is and express accountability and break the chains by bringing the light and exposure in the family. That's why we got to expose those dirty little secrets so that they have to face accountability. Even if they never want to admit it, that's fine. They got to face it though, because you are the light. You are the love that lights the truth, and we're going to be lighting them up with this truth. But we have to exist in that truth. It's not just knowing it. We got to have certain boundaries in the family that say, I'm not demon dancing with you. Okay? So for those who are expanding in their spiritual, levels and ascension, you're not going to be able to do that if you're still going to family functions with smiles on your face and still engaging and still enabling the lack of accountability. The lack of accountability is the lack of integrity, and you're upholding a lack of integrity and allowing them to continue to sow seeds in the vibratory field of information, and we are here to authenticate it. And you can't authenticate it if you're co-mingling and having a good old time demon dancing with those that choose to hold on to their wounds. And believe me, they defend it and they keep it hard and tight. Right? Have faith. Let me see. Have faith. Have faith. Have faith and learn your body. Yes, you got to learn your body so you can learn at where these things are showing up. Learn your chakras, energy centers, until you can actually embody it with the consciousness. Thank you, Ashe. That is what we have to do. We have to learn the body, because the body keeps the score, and wherever you have ailments and issues in the body, that is telling you which chakra is out of alignment. It's directing you through the doorway of that particular chakra to get into that particular part of your consciousness, right? So wherever you have any ailments, look it up and see what chakra is for that particular part of the body. Then look up how that chakra is out of alignment. Look up what that particular organ does so you can know what's happening, right? For example, the kidneys filter out. So if you're having kidney problems and that's in the sacral chakra, the kidneys, that means you're not filtering out some emotions. And now the kidneys have been taking a hit and now they're failing. There's too many stuck emotions that you're not addressing. And the kidneys are to get rid of that. You need to filter it out. You need to address the emotions. So looking at these particular things tells you what that is. Just like last night I was telling them about the throat chakra. And this is another reason how we ended up talking about what happens in the families and those secrets in the families. Because a lot of the throat chakra, whenever there's one of the questions of the throat was, where is there any dangerous or traumatic, any traumas, dangerous or traumatic secrets? Those are the people that usually have thyroid issues in their throat, is what I was explaining in the meeting, and someone was able to attest to that has happened to someone that they know. And so the throat chakra, whenever someone has a thyroid problem, I already know this is someone who is the keeper of secrets. And I don't mean in a good way. You keep the energetic secrets, the energetic cult secrets. And you have trauma that you haven't spoken about. And so it now sits on your thyroid. And it becomes a thyroid problem because of how you are keeping secrets. So your throat chakra is all out of alignment. You're not living in your truth. You're not being an expression of truth because you are keeping secrets, and secrets often pockets lies. Secrets are lies. Secrets are a beautiful home for demonic energy, right? That demon, that unhealed wound will never leave as long as you got a beautiful secret to keep. Secrets are like a beautiful mansion for the opposition energy, for the parasitic wound. It's never going to leave because your secret says it can stay. Your secret says you ain't got to go nowhere. Ashe? Oh, you're welcome. We're welcome. Look forward to seeing you join in. I look forward to it. Join us in there. We go real deep. So keeping these secrets, and it's so harmful to the light warriors in the family. It's so harmful to the entire family because it keeps everybody in that loop. It keeps you all entangled in an energetic entanglement, in a parasitic entanglement. It keeps you locked there. So that's why, as it was saying here, it keeps the energetic cult pattern going so that the parasite can continue to infiltrate some more and sink its hooks in even deeper. Right? Gossiping is a portal for hell-raising energies to sink their hooks into your flesh through wounds and pulls until nothing is left and you are consumed. Right? And I said this, you may see this in the video because I broke this down in the video. I did a little video about it before doing the live. And then you'll be doomed by your trauma and gloom through these wounds. Right? So when I say hell-raising, I don't know how many of y'all know about the movie Hellraiser. It's like a throwback. It's a throwback that's showing my age right now, but it's a throwback horror movie, Hellraiser, the man with the pins in his head and whatnot. And if you remember, there's a part where the hooks come out. It's like I just been seeing this a lot more lately because I've been feeling it. I've been getting the hooks. Like there's certain family members that's trying to hook back in me. I haven't been around, and because I'm around now helping out an elder, I'm doing my part, and through my healing journey, I'm healing the masculine energy. So I'm honoring the patriarch of my family. And so I'm there, and I'm coming there just specifically to help him, knowing that I'm going back into the wolves, into the den of wolves, because that family does not want to have accountability. I already had a whole issue with them and left it all behind a couple years ago. But you don't get to have access to me. But now through this, they're trying to put their hooks in, demonically so, and unconscious to them. Because if you bring it up to them, they're going to deny it. Right? But what happens is what I'm explaining about the Hellraiser, right? These gossiping portals, they're like portals that opens up the hell-raising energies for them to seep through. So if you sit there and have a little moment to gossip with them, that's like, just imagine a hook coming out and hooking into your flesh. And remember, the flesh represents these wounds. So the hooks are hooking in, and it's hooking in every wound that you got. And so these are the Hellraisers. Now I understand that movie Hellraiser. Like now it makes a whole lot more sense. Yep, you remember it, right? Hellraiser, Pinhead. You know what I'm talking about. And you remember when that guy, when he opened the box or whatever he did, and it opened the portal pretty much to hell. The Hellraisers came with their hooks. And what did it do? Hook into your flesh. So this is how they get at you. They hook into your flesh. These parasitic energies, these energetic cults, these gatekeepers, okay? I'm getting to the gatekeepers now. I'm getting to this point where you can understand, because I'm going to give you now the things that you need to look out for. Yes, that's that Pandora's box. You want to get curious about some things? He opened up that box and then he raised hell. And that's the Pandora's box. That gossiping is the Pandora's box. When they come and they start gossiping, imagine that Pandora's box. And by you sitting there and listening, you've opened the box. You may not think that you have, but you're a willing participant. And once you open the box, here goes a hook. Hooking you right in. Right? Some family members are going to hook you in by asking for favors. This is what I had started to experience as they were coming around me. All of a sudden, they asking me to do things. You ain't did that in how long? You know better. But now you feel like you have a space and a place because I have positioned myself with my patriarch. And so they're utilizing that line, that bloodline. They're utilizing what I'm doing for the patriarch to come through and be like, hey, can you do this for me? And I could feel it energetically. It's like I could feel this. Is for those of you who are sensitive, you know what I'm talking about. Some people say things and it may sound like something simple, but it's a whole slap. It's a whole slap. It's a whole stab. It's a whole hook in your flesh. It just don't feel right. And that's because it ain't right. Energetically, there's some energy behind that that's playing around. There's an energetic cult that's operating through this person. And they're doing it in an opportune time. Like, y'all don't take nothing lightly. Hear what I'm saying. Don't take nothing lightly. It may look simple. And I'm sharing y'all with an example what it looked like to me. It was like, hey, can you braid so-and-so's hair? Seems simple, right? It's not. There's an energy behind it that you're trying to siphon out my energy. You're trying to hook in me and have me to come and do something with you or for you. And that is agreement. That is an energetic agreement. You trying to bamboozle me into an energetic contract. Be careful what you do and who you do it with. You're signing contracts. Be careful who you laugh with. You're signing contracts. Be careful who you drink and smoke with. You're signing contracts. Right? Particularly with the family. Be careful what you do and who you do things with, because you're signing contracts in the energetic realm. And everything is energy. There is no excuse. There's no separation. Don't try to separate it and be like, well, that's in the energy realm, or where that's in the spiritual realm. Well, guess what? Everything that comes into the physical realm comes from spirit first. So it plays out in the spiritual realm first, and then it shows up in the physical realm. And by the time it hits you, you don't know where it came from, because you already been taking it energetically. So by the time it manifests physically, you clueless. You don't even know, where did that come from? How did that happen to me? Well, that's because you were signing energetic contracts all the time. And in the family is blood, so you signing blood contracts. You know how they say blood is thicker than water? And I don't usually go by that saying, because I don't use it in that way. Don't quote to me blood is thicker than water and think that I'm going to sit here and feel sorry and do stuff for them just because they my blood. No, sometimes the water is purer than the blood. I rather purified water than tainted blood. Ashe. Tap that up. Can I get a tap tap? Let me say that again. I rather purified water than tainted blood. You can keep your tainted blood. Right? And some of us need to recognize where there is tainted blood in the bloodline and go get you a glass of water and stop playing out here in these spiritual streets. Get you some alkaline water. Ashe? But when I'm saying now, when I'm using it in this sense as blood is thicker than water, it's meaning in terms of energetic contracts. So when you're doing things with particular family members, you're signing a blood contract, and that is thick, because it's in the blood. There are codes that are changing in you. When you change your codes, right? This is why you agitate them too. Wonder why some of them agitated with you, okay? Because when you do your soul work, you boil the blood, because you share blood with them. They could be in a whole nother state, in a whole nother country, and you're boiling them. Because when you work, you're changing the very codes at a molecular level in your DNA. DNA is information. Right? In case y'all didn't know, deoxyribonucleic acid, God, Lord, fire in the center of my being. That is your spiritual blueprint. That is your God encryption. DNA is your information. Your DNA activation is when you have soul ascension. When you ascend in your soul, you change the very codes in your blood. When you transcend the things that you've come here to transcend, you change the blood. Literally. Biologically, physically, however you want to, you change it. So when you're changing the blood molecules, and remember, they share that blood, so they start boiling. Bloop, 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 bloop. What's cooking? Good looking. Then they start having animosity towards you, and they don't even know why. Because the energetic code, the parasitic energy does not like it. You think the moment their blood starts to boil, the parasitic energy know where it's coming from. The database know where it's coming from. It's you. And so all of a sudden they start doing things to sabotage you. And if you ask them, they're not even going to know. What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't do that. I don't hate you. No, what do you mean? I did this because I thought da 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 da. Well, don't thought, think. That's what I like telling people. Don't thought, think. Don't thought about it, think about it. Don't be a thought, be a thinker. Because I am the thinker that thinks the thought that creates the thing and the energy I bring. Let the church sing. Let them say amen, ashe, ashe. Right? The hook in and sometimes lay eggs. Yes, sometimes they hook in and they lay eggs. I forgot that part. Thank you about that. They hook in and they lay legs. Lay eggs. I'm saying lay legs. Yeah, they lay legs too. Right? So with this, it's knowing that that blood contract is signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. So they got you. So we got to be real careful. Stop walking around just doing things just because they blood. I know this is some really hard times for some people, and we're in this habit of saying that's my family, that's my mother, I don't care who it is. Start saying to yourself, they are my co-workers in life. They are my co-workers in life. Because why? We chose this bloodline for a reason. So therefore, when I come to this earth plane to do my soul work, you are my co-worker in life. I chose this bloodline because you had to be my co-worker. Maybe a co-worker I don't like. Maybe a co-worker that sabotages me. But you are my co-worker. That way you depersonalize. You don't take it so personal, and you can start to untangle that attachment, because that's an ego attachment, and that blocks the crown chakra, by the way. That's an ego attachment or a personal attachment. Yes, we're here to be on this earth plane and have certain experiences and be sociable and all that, but we need to also be able to detach energetically, spiritually. Love them, but know your boundaries. Know where they stand, and know when you're being taken advantage of. Know when they're utilizing energetic patterns on you. And yes, it will be your mothers and your fathers and your sisters and your brothers and your aunties and your uncles. Let me say mothers and fathers again, because we already come into this world with some motherhood wounds and some fatherhood wounds that they didn't fix. So they already dropped some shit on us, and then spend our life trying to make us think that they're here protecting us. And, oh, but I love you, but you didn't take care of your wounds. You dropped some shit on me that I got to be sitting here dealing with, because if I bring it to you, you don't even want to talk about it. You don't even want to deal with it. So you drop some wounds on me, and then you can't even help me clean it up. Ashe? So, and now this live, ooh, just when it's getting good, the live is trying to end. Let me know if y'all still there. I'm going to see if I could keep it going, because it's like I have to answer this puzzle to keep it going on the live. I'm going to do my best, because I really wanted to let y'all know before it closes out. So let me give it to you right now while you're still there, in case it closes me out. The things to look out for, right? And when I was writing this, the message came on my phone. My phone beeped like an Amber Alert, and it said heavy smoke is affecting the area. Heavy smoke is affecting the area. That means it's a smoke screen, okay? When it comes to the family, heavy smoke is affecting the area. That means clean the fog, clear the fog, look through the fog, look through the smoke and mirrors, right? So the things to look out for is, first, look out for energy patterns and reoccurring themes. The energy patterns are reoccurring themes, all right? Keep the hearts coming. So you could probably let TikTok know that we're still in here. Just keep hitting the hearts, because I'm doing what I can to get the screen back. So keep hitting the hearts. Keep hitting the hearts. All right? Take your time. Thank you so much. I detected a few years ago because of conflict and gossip within my family. It was hard, but necessary. Ashe, ashe. And I'm glad you could see it and detect it. Now we're being called to do something more with it. That's why a lot of us are facing it again. In case you're wondering, you know, I know you probably sensing it. If you've already detected it, you're sensing it as well in your family, right? So they could be worse. Yes, they're the worst agitators, right? But we're here to break certain things, so we got to deal with it. All right, so the things you want to look out for: energy patterns, themes. What are these themes? Meaning, what is a common theme that you see happening in your family? This is how you can find what the energy cult is defending and protecting, and they will do it at all costs. So, avoidance. Do you notice a lot of avoidance in your family? I always start with that first because that's my thing right there. That's what I notice: avoidance and denials. My family does that to a degree, to a chronic degree. And I want to be clear, I'm speaking specifically about the maternal families. It could be paternal, but from what I'm getting, a lot of what we're seeing and sensing and dealing with right now is the maternal lineage, the mitochondria. The mitochondria is often shown through the feminine, through the female, through the maternal lineage, right? That's how they find y'all DNA ancestral stuff. They go through the mitochondria, and that means they go through your maternal lineage to find where you come from, right, in your ancestry. So it's like that energetically as well. Right now, it is the mitochondria, it is the feminine energy, the female, the maternal lineage that holds the key right now to unlocking a lot of stuff. So most of the troubles that we're seeing and we're dealing with is in our maternal family. So look to your maternal families. Even if it's your father, look to his maternal side, if you get what I'm saying. So if it's something showing up in your father, look at his mother and her mother and so on. So there's a pattern through that particular family. Mine is avoidance and denials. It may be pedophilia. It may be greed. It may be selfishness. There's a pattern that you're seeing, okay? Perversions, family incest. That's another thing I've seen in one of my families, one of the paternal, I should say, maternal paternals, right? There is incest. These are all energetic cult patterns, and especially if it's incest, because those are secrets that they love to keep. Molestation within the family, rapes within the family. These are secrets that they love to keep because they're embarrassed. And the parasitic energy knows this, and the gatekeepers will help to keep this to save face. Right? So look for these patterns. Whatever these patterns are, more chances are most of you have found these patterns. You've seen what they are, and you're also despised for it. Welcome to the club. They hate you. They don't like you. They hate your stinking guts. They want to write you a Little Rascals love letter. Dear Darla, I hate your stinking guts. Right? My little one is laughing. They love saying that. You're the scum between my toes. Like they hate you right now, okay? If you detected it, you on the radar. You on the parasitic radar. They already popped their heads up like, what? Who saw us? Who see us? Who they coming for? And the hit dogs always holler. So the first family members that start acting up, that's your clue that those are the wounded ones. Those are the wounds. Those are the gatekeepers. And I'm going to talk to you about the gatekeepers just now. Those are the ones that keep the wounds. So the moment you start boiling the blood by your healing and revealing, because there's nothing to be healed, only truth to be revealed. So when you start revealing and having revelations, when you start to open the book of revelations in your soul, then you start disturbing some shit. And when it is revealed, then it will automatically be healed. You don't got to heal a damn thing. The healing comes when you allow the revealing to come through. So when you're revealing this to you, the blood is boiling. They start waking up. They start waking up like, who's that? Not like giants, like Jack and the Beanstalk. Who goes there? Who's that knocking on my door? The giants start waking up. The giant wounded ones start waking up. So the first time you get a disturbance, that's be mindful. They already showing you who they are. They telling you. When they come after you, that's your hint. Hint, hint. Here it go. Here's the giant wound right here. Here's the gatekeeper. Right? Yes. Breaking curses today. Open up your throat chakra today. Today is a third eye throat chakra day. Take your insight. Bring it into your throat and express what it is that you're seeing. Express yourself. Break yourself, boo. That's how we got to come into these. Yo, break yourself, right? So the first thing is noticing that, right? Tap that up, share the hearts. Let me know. To put in the chat, breaking yourself. If you are here breaking chains, put in there breaking chains or breaking, because we breaking. If you recognize this, right? Put in the chat 333, because that's the numbers we came in with. 333, that's right. Ashe, breaking the chains, breaking the chains. Co-workers hit different when you have no allegiance. Yep. When you have no allegiance to the demonic system. That's right. They hit different when you ain't got no allegiance whatsoever to their demonic scheme. And they don't like that. They do hit differently. Breaking chains 333, Ashe. My maternal mother is easily shamed and operates heavenly with guilt or through guilt, out of guilt, right? Ashe, and that's the maternal lineage. And so these people who are riddled with shame, those are narcissists. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. A narcissist is born out of shame. Their wounds, they're wounded. They're very wounded, but they end up putting on a mask. And because they're hit in their ego, this is solar plexus hit. So they go through shame. Shame is the #1 block of the solar plexus. So when they get a solar plexus hit, their wounds builds a mask, and therefore they become narcissists. They end up having a whole personality disorder. I'm not just talking about lightly narcissistic. The personality disorder that they can't remove it for nothing. That's why you can't get them to admit nothing. Those are gatekeepers as well. They help keep the wounds going. Those are the narcissists. Oh, the parasitic energy loves them because they refuse to remove that mask, because that mask is like an oxygen mask for them. It's like if they take it off, they're going to die. They feel like they're going to die because it's the identity body. The solar plexus is the ego. It's the identity body. Right? It is the wise ego and the misappropriated ego. It is the identity body. So they feel like you're going to snatch it off when you threaten them. And that's why they start devaluing you under attack. If they're an aggressive narcissist, they will devalue you. They will turn on you. Right? And they're the best. The parasitic energy loves them because they will fight till tooth and nail. They will fight to the death to keep those secrets, to keep those wounds. You know, we may wonder why people keep wounds. Like, why would they want to keep that? They don't know no other way to be. And the wound is their identity. Ashe? Ashe. So, first step is recognizing these energy patterns that we were just talking about. The next things to look out for. Now, these are the 3 types of people. The gatekeepers, the scapegoats, and the golden child, or what I call the golden ticket. I'm going to start with the gatekeepers because I've been talking about it already. And the gatekeepers are, like we said, those are the wounded ones. The gatekeepers are the wounded holders. They hold the wounds, and protectors. The gatekeepers are the wounded holders and protectors. And through their wounds, they hold. They got to keep the protection. They're the glue. They keep the bondage. And it's especially terrible when the gatekeepers are women. Because as I said, the women are the ones that carry the lineage on and on. They carry the memories. The feminine energy represents memory. Subconscious, which is feminine, is the memories. So they carry this on, and they carry it through the collective subconscious of the entire bloodline. It's that deep. And so it's very dangerous when the women are the narcissists and the women are the gatekeepers. And most likely that usually is what it is. They keep the secrets. They keep the wounds. Look at the women in the family who have thyroid problems. That's a gatekeeper. The women who have to protect an image at all costs. That's a gatekeeper. So those gatekeepers, they fight hard to keep their image and to keep, through the parasitic energy, they fight. They're ultimately, okay, on the outside, it looks like they're trying to keep an image, right? That's at the physical level. But at the energetic level, the energy vampire, the energy wound, let me say, the parasitic energy that has consumed them already. They're already hell raisers. it they have to stick with that because of the parasitic energy. They can't come out of it. They don't know how to. Let me put it that way. And so they're the gatekeepers because they have to keep it for the parasite. The parasite is depending on them to be the glue. So they gatekeep everything in every which way that you can think of gatekeepers. Right? They gatekeep all of that. You have thyroid. Do you have a thyroid issue? If you have a thyroid, it's because it's time to, the thyroid problem is that there are secrets that have been held, right? And it doesn't always mean you're a gatekeeper. I'm just giving you points to look out for, because some people have that thyroid problem, like the one who we were talking about last night, because she had trauma when she was a child and she never spoke on it, serious trauma. And so when you keep that, it affects the thyroid. If you're keeping secrets for you, or if you're keeping secrets for others that are like really detrimental to you, they affect you. They affect the thyroid. It's not speaking up for yourself or for something that you know to be true. It's keeping a secret, and it's very lethal. Right? And so if you're having any type of hyperthyroid, hyper is too much. Hyper is too much. It's overactive. That means you have an overactive throat chakra. So you may want to look into that. It may be overactive in how you have kept these secrets and how you have expressed it or the lack thereof. So you may really want to look into that. And unconsciously, you can be used as a gatekeeper. You may not know it, but you can be used as a gatekeeper through the parasitic energy that will use you, because as long as you keep your secret, though that's the best ones for the parasitic energy, keeping the secrets. So now it is time to work through that through your consciousness, right? The throat chakra is a doorway into your consciousness. So the thyroid issue is showing you that you are keeping secrets, and that's not good for the throat chakra, which is about expression of truth. Keeping secrets keeps lies, even though that lie may be a truth. You may be like, well, it's something that really happened. It is a truth. It's not true truth. And so keeping the secret is a lie. And so it throws the throat chakra out of alignment, because you can't fully walk in personal integrity and soul integrity while keeping a truth. Keeping a lie or keeping a secret is what I meant to say. It's not truth. So you may want to look into what that is. We could do one-on-one sessions if you want. If you want to know more about it, you can reach out to me, and I can do a one-on-one session. We can go deeper into the throat chakra. We were really going deep into it last night because we were on the throat chakra in our workshop. Tonight we're on the third eye, so we're going to be going more into that. But the gatekeepers do all of these things, right? And I can tell you, I've now identified about 1, 2, 3. All the elders are gatekeepers. Most of the elders, especially those elders that don't want to face things, don't want accountability, don't want to talk about it, don't want to look back at it, these are gatekeepers. They may think that they're protecting their secrets, but what they're doing is passing down dysfunction through the bloodline, because it doesn't go away with them. They often think that they can take it to the grave. Like, I have an elder that says that. I have a matriarch that says that. Oh, it doesn't make sense to look back. Whatever it is, I'm taking it to the grave. Well, guess what? It doesn't die with you in the grave. You may die, which literally we don't die. We live forever. The body dies, but I digress. You may take that to the grave, but it's in the information field and it's in the bloodline, lady, ma'am. It's going to pass down through the bloodline. It's not your secret to keep. I need us to think about that. Think about that for a minute. You think you keeping your secret. It's not your secret to keep. You passing it down through the bloodline. That's why in the Bible it says the seeds and the seeds and the seeds. It's going to keep hitting the seeds until one seed wakes up and says, hey, no more. Those of us who are generational curse breakers. It is not your secret to keep. I will somebody put that in the chat. It's not my secret to keep. Or it's not your secret to keep. However you want to write that. We need to affirm some of these things. We need to make sure we tell ourselves, stop keeping secrets. It is lethal in the bloodline. You might think you being somebody's best friend. Oh, I don't want to tell their business. If it is something that can help free the bloodline, stop keeping that secret. Let these people know. Let your children know. There's a lot of women out there who have been raped. That was an example that I was given. They was like, well, what do you mean? Like, what about sons and, mother? Like, mothers need to tell their sons that they have been raped and molested. They need to know. Don't keep that secret, because it's a wound that you have passed down through them, and without words, they're trying to live up to your wound. And then they end up being the very thing that you didn't like because you never talked to them about it. And they may end up being a perpetrator to another woman because they carried a wound that you never spoke about. It's not your secret to keep. It passes down. We got to understand the working of the blood and the bloodline. So these will be gatekeepers. Gatekeepers that want to keep the status quo, that want to keep a certain look, that want to keep a secret. Now, the next thing that the gatekeepers do, this brings me to the next ones. The golden child, or I call the golden ticket, and the scapegoat. The gatekeepers appoints who is going to be a scapegoat and who is going to be a golden ticket or a golden child. They appoint that. And not only that, the gatekeepers also sacrifice them both, because they're both sacrifices. But the scapegoat gets a brutal sacrifice. The scapegoat really is sacrificed. So let me scapegoat. The scapegoat are the fuck ups. Let me just put it that way. The scapegoats in the family are the fuck ups in the family. The one who comes to the family functions and then all hell breaks loose, and then everybody be like, I knew I shouldn't have brought him. I knew it. I knew it. That's the scapegoat. The scapegoat, as I said earlier, now I'm going to bring it full circle for those who were here earlier. When I talked about that pus that needs to pop, that bump that's been sitting there and the pus needs to pop, the scapegoat is the one that pops it. The scapegoat is the one that pops that pus. And they're looked at as the pus, instead of recognizing that, no, the pus was already there in the bloodline, in the family. They just came and popped it. And everybody focuses on them and call them the sight for sore eyes. And these are the family fuck-ups, like the drunks, the family hoe, the very promiscuous girl that got pregnant however many times from many different women, or whatever happened to her, but the promiscuous one that can't get right, the drug addict, these are the scapegoats. Most of the time, these are the scapegoats in the family. And the gatekeepers always deflect, always use them, always gossip about them. And when they get to the family functions and they tear it up, the scapegoat's the first one that want to come down on them. Boom. I told you shouldn't have been here. You ain't nothing but a drunk. You ain't gonna be nothing. You ain't never gonna be nothing. Da, da, da. They the one that always come down on them and want to reiterate to the whole family how much of a fuck up they are. That's a sacrifice. That's a scapegoat right there. And they sacrifice them. Sometimes that person was meant to be the curse breaker, the generational curse breaker, but they didn't make it through childhood. They didn't make it through the constant attacks. They didn't make it through that demonic database that already knew and blocked them through the energetic cults, through the family members that already told them that they ain't never gonna be shit. They didn't make it through. So oftentimes those scapegoat people are the ones that ain't make it through. And they further beat on them, and they get everybody else to gang rape them. They get everybody else in the family to jump on them. Right? And some people may be a scapegoat that didn't turn into the family fuck up. Like I'm a scapegoat from my family, from what I was telling you all about with the family. I'm a scapegoat. That's how they look. They dump on me. I'm definitely not the golden ticket. They don't look at me as the golden ticket, even though I am the golden ticket. I am their way out of that bloodline entanglement, but they don't recognize that. So, and their parasitic energy does not want it to be known. So I continue to get the attack, and I'm looked at as the scapegoat. I'm looked at as the fuck up, the one who won't go to church, the one who's so spiritually weird and all of that. Yeah, I'm that. They can look at me and they can say I do all this weird shit, when really I'm the one that knows more than all of them. I'm the one that can help them get out of their bullshit. But instead, I'm the weird shit. You see how that works? But see, I made it through. I didn't turn into a drunk or whatever. And I could have lost it a long time ago. But my spirit is too strong. I came here to be about my spiritual business no matter what. No matter what. And so it takes a really strong spirit to make it through that childhood crap. And I've been through some shit. And I've been raped. I've been this and I've been... Listen, I could tell my stories. But you have to be strong in your spiritual mission. You have to have a relationship. This is a difference between someone who knows God and someone who has a relationship with God. Great order of divinity. I'm not talking about a God in the sky. I'm talking about with universe. I'm talking about with spirit. When you got a relationship, you can make it. But you have to be self-disciplined. It takes self-discipline. It takes determination. Like you have to really, it takes spiritual obedience when everybody else going that way and you looking crazy going this way. That's obedience to spirit. You know? Yes, stop keeping secrets. That part right there. Right? It's not your secret to keep. That's right. Thank you for putting that in the chat. It's not your secret to keep. Nacho cheese. Right? So that's the scapegoats. Okay? So the fuck ups, when y'all know, these are things to look at in the family. For those of you who are really doing this work and assessing it, this is what I'm giving you. Look out for the family patterns, whatever they are. Identify your gatekeepers. Look to see who are the scapegoats, right? And hold them in love and light. I don't care how much of a fuck up they are. Hold them in love and light because they were dumped on. And the gatekeepers made them a scapegoat for a reason. To deflect again, to keep the family looking at, look at this. So they never look at themselves, right? And this is who they gossip about a lot. The scapegoats. I'm the one that they sit down and have a whole round table discussion about. The scapegoat, right? The next thing is the golden ticket. This is the last one you want to look out for. The golden child. The golden child are the decoys put on a pedestal, okay? Those are the false sense of successors. They may very well be successful, but it's a false sense of success to fool you. Again, it is a decoy, and the gatekeepers utilize them to prop them up so that they are looked at as a decoy. The decoys, the scapegoats, are the golden ticket, I should say. The golden child, they usually go with the flow, right? To me, they're a little bit more dangerous than the scapegoats, because the scapegoats, they get dumped on. The golden tickets, they get looked at as the go-to person in the family, right? They get the respect. Oh, this one became a doctor. This one became a lawyer. Oh, this one goes to church and does what we want them to do. This one is doing everything in society that we want them to do. What a great upstanding citizen of society. What a great upstanding citizen of the family. These are the golden tickets, but they are a decoy. They are a decoy to help you looking at them. And it's also where the gatekeepers can pour their energy into to say, see, we're doing good. This is how they can fool themselves. These be them real religious people too. This is how they fool themselves to saying, see, we're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing. And look, you're doing the right thing. You're such a great person to us because you're helping us to stay in our dysfunction. Because you're a success through the dysfunction. So they get to utilize that, and it's not real. It's not true. It may be real, but it's not true. Not everything that's real is true. So these golden tickets, they get put on a pedestal. So those of you who are light warriors and all that, we really are the golden ticket, but they will never treat us like the golden. We won't be the golden ticket in the family. Not with the family cult and the parasitic, entanglement that wants to stay in the bloodline. they're not going to recognize you as the golden ticket. You have to know that you are the golden ticket, whether they recognize it or not. You are the true golden ticket. You are the true golden child. But they won't recognize it, and they're going to prop up someone else as a golden ticket to be a decoy to keep them in their dysfunction. And the scapegoat is where they can deflect and look at, and point at and look away so they don't have to look at. Both are used so that they don't have to look at their dysfunction and they don't have to have accountability. The golden child supports it. The scapegoat frowns upon it. The scapegoat kind of exposes it. That's why they don't like the scapegoat. You're doing too much. And that's how us, the golden tickets, we become the scapegoat. We're frowned upon. You're exposing, you're doing shit. Whether it's through being a drug addict and a this and a that in life, or being completely out of the matrix, like myself. That's dysfunctional to them. So we have to be able to see these energetic cults for what they are. Don't take nothing lightly. I'm pointing all of this out to y'all because I'm saying don't take nothing lightly. Look at the energy behind everything, because there is an energetic cult. If you feel a slap behind a smile, pay attention to that slap, not the smile. I don't care how nice they're being. If you feel that little tug, that little hook, believe it. The energy is speaking to you. Listen to the energy, not them. Don't take anything personal. Depersonalize. I'm going to do a video about depersonalizing, but depersonalize. It's not nothing personal. They don't know themselves. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Do not take it personal, but recognize it. Know that it is true and find out where it is. And we got to start standing our grounds. Right now, what is being asked of us in the energies is to set your boundaries. Stop doing things for them. Stop letting them pimp your energy. Stop letting them hook into you, utilize you, siphon out your energy for the simplest of shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you know who the gatekeepers are, don't do things for them. You really want to watch out for the gatekeepers, because those are the ones that's really going to be trying to manipulate. Those are the manipulators within the energetic cult, and they're desperate to keep it. Keep the pattern. They need to keep the pattern, because that pattern is what keeps the entanglement in the bloodline. And ultimately, you are here to free that entanglement out of the bloodline, because it amplifies the light quotient on the light grid. That's a whole deeper level that I could go into. But that's what to know that it's for. It's not. I'm not telling you this just to watch your back and be like, ooh, this is not fear mongering. I'm telling you this to empower you so you can know who you are and you can know why you're here and how it affects the energetic field, the vibratory field, and the light grid. Because the more that we untangle these parasites in the bloodlines, the more we untangle that, is the more we amplify. When they're untangled, then there's no hook, right? When we detangle that, the parasite can't hook into anything because they are having accountability. So the more we come in and authenticate the vibratory field and be a reflection of truth that makes them see accountability, it loosens the grip of the parasite, which means it loosens the parasitic, the bloodline parasite. It loosens it out of that, so they can't hold on to that, and which means it frees up more space and time within the family. It allows more light amplification, because when you have accountability, you transcend, and that is soul ascension, and that is you lighting up on the light grid. So imagine when you do that for a family. It's bad enough to the parasitic energy. It's like, it's bad enough you doing it one by one. Imagine you unlocking and breaking that chain in the family, for a couple of people in the family, for a group. That's group liberation right there. That's not individual. That's group liberation. And that's like, hell nah to the parasites. That's like, oh, hell nah. They like, we ain't having this. You have loosened their grip. And they're like the witch going, I'm melting. and they don't want to melt. They got their grips inside of your identity, inside of your ego. They're looped in and attached to your ego, to your individual ego and the collective ego of the family. So when you break that chain, know that you send a ripple effect through the bloodline. You send that ripple effect through the bloodline. Divine greetings, abundance, abundance, divine, peace, love, and light. Welcome, I am Ethers. I knew you'd find your way. Speaking about that blue kachina, we're going to talk about that blue kachina, but I answered you anyway. I answered you in there. So if you get a chance, read the comment. I did answer what blue kachina is, which for those who not sure what we're talking about, we'll have another discussion. But blue kachina is third eye atlas. It's 3-eye atlas. That's what we're experiencing right now during the great purification that was prophesied in the Hopi tribe. Just to give you a quick 1-2. And that's why everything is happening right now, particularly because of 3rd-eye atlas. That's why this moon is so important, because this is an eclipse moon. So it amplifies the activation of the eclipse. South node in Virgo, moon in Virgo, the moon in Virgo eclipse is amplifying what we need to address in the South node in Virgo. And yes, that has to do with the family lineage stuff as well, because it is helping you to remove the shadows of Virgo. It is helping you to remove the shadows of Virgo, which is service, right? Virgo is about service. The shadow is recognizing what is not true service, what is not servicing you. And the family, see, leaves are falling away. You're recognizing what is not true service in the families. Ashe? That's what's happening. And 3rd-eye atlas is traveling along the ecliptic plane, particularly for the past 6 months when it entered our solar system, updating the entire system. I'm talking Mars, Venus, the Sun, Mercury, Earth, and now it's about to pass by Jupiter. Now it's about to pass by Jupiter, which Jupiter is, what did I say? Jupiter is in Cancer. What is that affecting? The family. So something is about to be heavily activated again when it passes Jupiter, and it's going to activate the expansion of wisdom, which is bringing us into a spiritual maturation in Pisces, in the house of Pisces. Where is the North Node? In Pisces. And at the time it's going to pass, it's going to be like on the 16th and the 17th when it passes Jupiter. This is his last encounter with the planet, close encounter before it leaves our solar system. It's going out the solar system after that. So it came in to activate Mars, Venus, the perihelion, the Sun, along with Mercury, because it was right there, then Earth, and now it's going to do that. So this is a very pivotal moment. This is what is a major energetic seal. This is not a time to take lightly. I'm taking it very seriously. I'm doing my work. I'm going within. I'm doing my pyramid transmutation, which is what we do in the workshop. And I've never done it this seriously before, because we need to be asking ourselves, what is it that we need to break? What is it that we know we're not taking anymore? There's something that is coming up upon you that you feel that you're like, I'm not doing this no more. Honor that. Don't just say it. Don't just acknowledge it. Honor it. Do that. See, the wind is picking up. Listen to the wisdom in the wind. Honor that thing that has been coming up for you, because this determines how you are going to be sealed in the energetic seal when it happens. And we're never going to get an opportunity like this again. This is breaking. It's a ripple effect through our multi-dimensional self. And it's sending, it's a ripple effect to our past lives. What you have not gotten a chance to do in previous lifetimes, we are getting the opportunity to do right now in this lifetime at this particular time. Divine timing is everything. If you don't catch it now, you're never going to catch these particular coordinates again. Not to say it's the end of the world, but you're not going to catch this opportunity ever, ever again. We're not going to see 3rd-eye atlas again. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So the past 6 months, I suggest you look at what has been happening, what has been coming up for you, what is the thing that has been shattered for you that you need to recognize that is shattered, particularly something that happened in November, which was retrograde month. There's something that happened there that you probably are still working out, and processing through your emotions, through your emotional body, through your sacral, process it. Take the time to process it. Don't ignore it. Process it and be aware of what has been shattered. There's something that's been shattered that said, I can't carry this anymore. And now it's time to act upon that. Now it's time to do. We're in the throat chakra season even. This winter season is a throat chakra season. So it has been asked of us for it to be expressed. That's why other stuff has been coming up, because we've been given the opportunity to express the truth about this thing that has been shattered. There's a whole lot that I could go into about this, and we have like monthly update meetings for those who are interested. And if you want a one-on-one so you can try to find out what this is in you, you can contact me. We can do a one-on-one. We can set up an appointment. We can do a natal chart reading so that you can even look at what your nativity scene is saying for you. All of this is very important right now. So I'm sharing all of this with you. However it goes, whoever can take it. Oh, gratitude, peace, love, and light. I just saw you there. Is that Anuris? Anuris. Peace, love, and light. And welcome in. And faithfully, you can take whatever has been given to you. I have shared, I've downloaded, the sun is going down. I done downloaded all the light codes, gave you what was coming through, particularly about the family. We need to recognize this. And we need to make a decision. The decisions you make will be the pill you take. The decisions you make will be the pill you take. Whatever you make, whatever you do in your decision making in every now moment is a decision. So decide wisely, because that is going to determine where you fall or stand in the energetic field. It's not going to be your profession out your mouth, what you profess. It's not going to be your, oh, I profess to do this and I will not do that. That's nice. It's good that you acknowledge that, but it's not going to go by that. The energy is not going to go by that. There has to be a true vibrational match. There has to be a true heart vibrational match. So if you don't truly mean it, if you don't do it, if there's an opportunity for you to do something that involves authenticating the vibratory field and you don't do it, then that's where you will be sealed, in the don't doing. So no matter how bad you are professing to be or do something, that is not going to be enough. And it's not by me. I'm not the one that made the rules. I'm the messenger. I'm just letting you know. Everything is energy. So you have to align with the energies in the divine design. So do as much as you can to break what you need to break. Ask yourself. You can ask yourself. Go deep into yourself. Go into meditation. Ask yourself, why am I here? While Mercury is in retrograde, let Mercury take you there. I'll take you there. Let Mercury take you there. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but let Mercury take you there while it's in retrograde in Pisces, in the spiritual house. It can take you to the depths. Why is my soul experiencing this? What is my karmic loop? What is the pattern? What is it that I am here to break? Chances are whatever pattern you've been seeing in this lifetime, that is what you have come here to break. Don't run away from it. Don't avoid it because it's the easy thing to do. Right now, it's time to be real uncomfortable. Right now is not the time to be looking for peace and comfort. We could do that later. Right now, get real uncomfortable. And once you have done what you have done, once the seal has happened, the energetic seal after this particular month, then it's time to go forward with what you're going to go forward with. Then it may be time to have some peace, have a little comfort. It may be a little disturbance at first because it's going to be fire time. It's going to be Aries time, and all the planets going to be lined up in Aries. Spring equinox, it's going to be time to go, go, go. Right now, we're still coming out of the winter season in preparation, and this is a culmination of that right now. This is a culmination of winter season. It's a culmination of South Node in Virgo with the lunar eclipse. It's a culmination of the Blue Kachina, aka Third Eye Atlas. Curtains close. Energetic seal. This is where, like when God sealed the door for Noah, it's like that. And it's either you in or you out. And some of you may be locked out within your own consciousness. Okay, so it's not just on the outside locked out. Some of you may be within your own consciousness. You've locked yourself out of certain dimensions within your soul. And you won't be able to access certain dimensions because you sealed. You've chosen where you want it to be sealed. And the divine never puts more on you than you can bear. So if you choose not to do something, that's your choice. But know that that's where you'll be. That's where you will rest, in the seal. And for those who are unfolding and ready to make the, like, let's go, we're ascending, know that you got to make the right decisions that align with this so that you can be in the right place of this seal. Ashe? There will never be another time like this again. Yes, Dallas. Never, 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 never. We're not going to get this. We in some opportune times right here. Y'all don't look at the news. Don't look at the bombs away. Let them do what they doing. That's not our business. They don't got nothing to do with 5D. You got to learn how to depersonalize. Don't look at them Epstein files. All of that stuff is distractions, desperate energies doing desperate things to keep you in the loop. Don't fall for the argument about ICE and brown people, black people, white people, that's not our business. Right now, you need to focus on you. They doing everything they can to keep you distracted from focus on you. Look at what's happening in your bloodline. You want to watch the news? Look at your bloodline. It's a whole lot of news action going off in the bloodline. Watch your bloodline. Look out for the gatekeepers. Where the gatekeepers at? You might be a gatekeeper. You might need to recognize, oh snap, I'm a gatekeeper. I'm keeping secrets. I'm upholding some shit. I need to detach from this. Welcome home. If you're one of those that's recognizing that, welcome home. It's never too late. You're not doomed just because you recognize that you've been a gatekeeper. Turn in the keys. Don't be the gatekeeper no more. The ones who is bad is the ones who have heavy, heavy wounds. The narcissistic ones, those are the ones that are damn near impossible to help because they will not ever take off their mask for fear of dying. But if you're not narcissistic and you just happen to find out that you might be a gatekeeper unconsciously, unbeknownst to you, you still have time to wake up. You still have time to find accountability. Well, what do I do? Find what you need to be accountable for and hold yourself accountable. If it means going to speak to a family member about something that you neglected, maybe you were one of them that berated the scapegoat person. Maybe you need to go to the scapegoat person and you need to apologize for something or just acknowledge it. It's not just about saying sorry. Go to them and say, hey, I realized something, and my apologies that you had to go through this. What can I do to help? If it's feasible, maybe it's gone too far and it's not your job to help them, but you can still acknowledge it. Acknowledge it either with them, or if they've passed, acknowledge it in spirit. Acknowledge it out loud. Write it down. Acknowledge it. Burn it up. But you need to acknowledge it. You need to have accountability. And then you can transcend it. And that's how you will switch from being the gatekeeper. All you have to do is have acknowledgement. That's it. It's not that hard. You just have to be willing to be vulnerable with your feelings and allow yourself to feel the shame, feel the guilt, feel whatever it is that's keeping you in a secret. Allow yourself to feel it and keep telling yourself, the secret is not mine to keep. It's not yours to keep. Don't keep it. If you keep a secret, you keep in a gate. And you're a gatekeeper, and there's no escape. Don't be late for this cosmic date. Let's all go where we can interrelate, because it'll all be great. Ashe, ashe. Right? It's not end, but the opportunity may not present itself again for a long time. That part. It's not the end, and there will be another time, but we don't know when. Blue Star Kachina may not come here for another thousands of years. Maybe millions. The earth is millions of years old. We don't know when it's coming back. All we know is we will never see it. You, in this particular now, time, and moment that chose to be here at this divine time, are going to miss your opportunity to do what you came here to do. At the turning point of the fifth dimension, at the turning point of the Aquarian age, we are at such a pivotal point. Why do you think all of the planets, the outer planets, just went into a new house last year? We are at a pivotal point where Neptune and Saturn both met at 0 degrees in Pisces. They just closed out a whole cycle. We're not just talking about entering into a new sign. We're talking about closing out a whole cycle. From Aries to Pisces is a whole 12-month cycle. They've closed out not just even 12 months according to our Earth years. Those are the 12 months. Those are the true months, by the way. The first month is Aries. That's why the true New Year's is spring. Aries, spring equinox. Anyhow, the whole 12 houses is a cycle. That's why when you get out of Pisces, Pisces is karmic closure. It's the opportunity to close out karmic loops. And that's what just happened with those two major planets. Close out the karmic loops of illusion and have accountability that you've never had before, karmically so. So this was a major opportunity. Many of us have chosen to be here at this particular time for Neptune shifting. We are never going to see Neptune shift again out of Pisces into Aquarius. It's not going to happen for another 100+ years. We're not going to see it again. We are not going to see that again. We're not going to see Blue Star Kachina again, aka Third Eye Atlas, aka Cosmic Messenger, aka Jehudi Messenger. We're not going to see any of that again. I'm seeing 6 and 6, receptive. Okay, receptive activity. 6 is the next main portal. 3, 6, 9 are 3 main portals. 3, 6, and 9. 3 is creative completion. 6 is receptive completion. 9 is spiritual completion. And I'm seeing 6 on both. So both here, whoever this for, if you've been seeing a lot of 6s, if you're recognizing the 6, it is about receptivity. It's calling you into receptive activity. This 6 months that we've been in is receptive activity. Yes, put 369 in the chat. Where my 369ers at? Information we got now will be available like this again. Okay, I want to make sure I read that. Where my 369ers? You know who the 369ers are? The life path number 9 by the total number of 36. So if you add up your life path number and it equals 36, and 3 and 6 is a 9, you're a 369er. And you're being called to this spiritual awakening specifically because the 369ers, all life path number 9s are like leaders, spiritual leaders. And not all of them are going to be leading in the right direction. It depends on where they are in their life. But hint, hint, if you're on the ascension and you're a 369er, you're being called to get to your station. You're being called as a spiritual leader because those are the ones that are going to be really taking the baton as we enter into Aries, as Neptune enters into Aries and Saturn. For the next couple of years, the 369ers are going to be the ones that are really able to take that baton. So look at your life path and see if that's you. And if you haven't been ascending, it's time to get on your ascension path. Because the shadow of that, if you're a 369er in your shadow, those are going to be the ones who are leading people back into destruction and desperation and distractions and all of this stuff you see happening now. Those are the shadows of, 369ers or life path number 9s who are not on their ascension path, right? More blue Kachina, please. More blue Kachina. I definitely have been being called upon. Ashe, yes. Step into your divine destined coordinates. It is time. You're being called in this divine design. This is not the time to delay or put it off for another time. This is really not that time. So we got to step up and step in. Right, and after this workshop, I may do one more before Third Eye Atlas passes Jupiter on the 17th. And I may have a meditation on the 17th for those who want to be in line, who want to be a part of the community. Just message me so I can add you to the group because I'm actually restructuring the whole community right now. Right after this workshop, I'm restructuring. I'm closing out WhatsApp groups and those who are not in alignment because not everybody is continuing in this assignment. And as the seal closes, I'm moving forward with those who are highlighted in the seal to me or for me, or it's a different movement. I'm going to be open to a lot on a different level, but there's a different movement that's happening. So for those who really align with this movement and you want to be a part of the more intimate community where we are really about it, we're not playing in the spiritual streets and we're not just talking about it, we're being about it. If that is for you, line up. If it's not that serious for you and you just want information, feel free to contact as well, because I'll have kind of two different groups. So, feel free to join in. There's a lot more information that's going to be coming. I'm glad to have shared that with you. Thank you, Dallas, for all the love. Thank you for my first flowers. I never had gotten a flower before. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thank you for whoever joined the fan club. I think it was Nikki, and I think it was Dallas. Thank you. Thank you for some more roses. Appreciate it. That's my throat chakra saying, you need to go get some water. And remember what I said earlier, y'all. I'd rather have purified water than tainted blood. Okay? Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Love and Light. I look forward to seeing all of you. Thank you for my roses. I take them all. And I appreciate it. It shows me that my work is appreciated here, and I'll be able to do more work. Remember to share and get more followers so we can get up to 1,000, so more people can find when I'm doing the live. Right now, it looks like you all find me because I press hearts. And then for those of you who come in, you press more hearts, and you open the field for more people to find us. So that's how we help people find us right now. So with that said, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ashe, for those of you who came in on YouTube, love and light to you on YouTube, love and light on TikTok. And this is the tick of the talk of the cosmic clock. And it just don't stop. So I'm going to get some water. Thank you. Remember, message me, and I'll be able to see it. If I don't see it today, because I got to get prepared for the meeting. If I don't see it today, I'll definitely look tomorrow. But put it in message me and let me know, and we'll be in contact. Stay strong. Stay sweet. Love yourself. Be complete. Peace, love, and light. Ashe, ashe, oh.